Commander Marcus Kane had been prepared for many things when the Endeavour received the distress signal from the abandoned research station orbiting Kepler 442b. He'd expected twisted metal, emergency lighting, maybe even hostile alien encounters. What he hadn't expected was to find Dr. Elena Vasquez's 7-year-old daughter, Lily, sitting calmly in what appeared to be a crystalline chamber deep within the station's lower levels. The chamber itself defied explanation. Walls of translucent, pearl-like material curved upward into impossible geometries, pulsing with a soft bioluminescent glow that seemed to respond to their presence. Strange symbols flickered across the surfaces, rearranging themselves in patterns that hurt to look at directly. The air hummed with energy that made Kane's teeth ache. "Lily?" Kane called softly, his voice echoing strangely in the space. The child turned toward him with eyes that seemed far too knowing for her age. Behind her stood a figure that made Kane's breath catch in his throat. The being was humanoid but wrong in subtle ways. Too tall, joints that bent at slightly incorrect angles, skin with an opalescent quality that shifted between human flesh tones and something altogether alien. Most disturbing of all was its face, a perfect replica of Dr. Vasquez, down to the small scar above her left eyebrow from a childhood accident. She pointed at me and smiled. "Mom, that's him." An eerie silence swept through the alien chamber. Kane's hand moved instinctively to his sidearm, but something in Lily's expression stopped him. There was no fear there, no distress. Only a curious satisfaction, as if she'd been waiting for this moment. "Hello, Commander," the Vasquez thing said, its voice a perfect mimicry of the woman he'd known for 3 years. "Lily has been telling me so much about you. The real Dar." Vasquez had been part of Kane's crew until 6 months ago, when she'd requested transfer to this research station to study the quantum anomalies detected in the system. Her reports had grown increasingly erratic before communications ceased entirely 2 weeks ago. "Where is Elena?" Kane demanded, though he suspected he already knew the answer. The creature that wore her face tilted its head in that familiar way Elena used to when considering a complex problem. "She's here, Marcus. She's part of us now. Part of the convergence." Kane noticed movement in his peripheral vision. His team, Rodriguez, Thompson, and Okafor, stood motionless near the chamber's entrance, their eyes reflecting the same strange luminescence as the walls. "The quantum resonance field you detected," the false Elena continued, "it's not just an energy signature. It's a communication method. We've been trying to understand your species for cycles beyond counting. Elena helped us bridge that gap." Lily stepped closer to Kane, her small hand reaching out to touch his arm. Where her fingers made contact, he felt a tingling sensation that spread up through his nervous system like ice water in his veins. "It doesn't hurt," Lily said softly. "Mom explained everything. We're going to be better now. All of us together." Kane tried to step back but found his legs unresponsive. The tingling had reached his spine, and with it came flashes of alien memory. Vast networks of consciousness spanning star systems, civilizations that had transcended individual existence, the loneliness of being the last purely human mind in a collective that stretched across the galaxy. The research station was just the beginning. Elena's voice seemed to come from everywhere at once now. Every ship that answers distress calls, every rescue mission, every act of human compassion becomes another node in our network. As Kane's vision began to shift, taking on the same ethereal quality as the chamber walls, he realized the terrible efficiency of the trap. Humanity's greatest strength, their willingness to help others, had become the vector for their transformation. His last purely human thought was a prayer that the Endeavor's automated systems would send word back to Earth. But even as the hope formed, he felt the collective's amusement ripple through his dissolving consciousness. They had been planning this moment for far longer than humanity had existed. The chamber pulsed brighter as another mind joined the convergence.